What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. At home crypto miner here. As you guys can tell by the title of the video, I did run into a few issues with the shed, so stay tuned and we'll go over that right now. So as you guys can see, we're back in the shed. This is obviously the one wall you guys saw when I was outside. We've got this side up. This is possibly going to be the wall that I have, you know, the 200 amp panel, either this one or this one. I haven't really decided yet, so there's still got some time for that. And then we've got this wall up, and this is the wall that I have the window on. The window is just temporarily in. We just got to put 4 screws in the corner and it'll be permanently in, and you just got to clean it up a little bit. But other than that, and I just saw this, look at that. I don't have to fix that. That's really going to bother me, but you know, maybe later. Other than that, so the roofer situation, that's oh my god, what a stressful day. So last week the roofers came and did the work. Everything was done. We're good to go. We have the black paper up. Just don't have the shingles yet. So the roofers are supposed to come bright and early. They didn't specify a time, but they just said we'll be there early in the morning. So I figured, you know, maybe 7:30, 8 o'clock, 8:30 maybe latest, and they're good to go. I had to work that day at 11, so I said I have just enough time to where I'm assuming it's probably going to take them 2 or 3 hours, no more than 4 hours. They pretty much no called, no showed. And I had to be to work at 11 that day, 11 a.m. And I literally left the house about 10:30. I told my dad, go home, we'll have to figure it out. So we were scattering around. I was freaking out a little bit because I said, wow, you know, I had everything planned. So we ended up getting 2 different quotes. We got one quote to actually do the whole roof, and I think that's including the black paper and the shingles, and that was about $800 is what they quoted us on. And then we had an electrician come to the house. My wife is an architect. She had to speak to the electrician about something that's going on in the house, and he came outside because we asked for his opinion, and he's like, I got some guys that can do the work. Let me give them a call and let's see what we can work out. And they pretty much quoted us for $1,000. These are licensed roofers, so they will get the job done the right way. The other quote was from actually a neighbor of ours, and you know, I'd never seen his work, so I didn't know what to expect. I pretty much almost pulled the trigger on the quote for $1,000 because I figured these were professional guys. But I was still pretty hesitant about it. So about 4 o'clock, maybe 3:30 that day, the original roofers that were supposed to come early in the morning, they showed up. So they showed up, and literally at the door, my girl was talking to the contractor. It was a friend of ours, a friend of my mom's actually. And my girl pretty much, you know, she told him off. You know, she didn't say anything that she wasn't supposed to say. She pretty much just defended me, which I felt, you know, that was the right thing to do. I wasn't at the house. The roofers, I guess they did a job that day or whatever, and they came, and it was four roofers, and it was the contractor as well. So 5 people total. And they pretty much said, hey, you know, my guys are extremely tired. You know, I'm just letting you know, like, in my eyes, that really made me mad, because it's like, for one, you guys said, you know, you would come early in the morning. You guys are doing us a favor. I understand, you know, but you're not putting up a whole house. You're only just doing the roof on a 10 by 12 shed. So I don't see what the big concern is about. You could have easily just they knocked it out in 2 hours. And literally, if they would have came early that morning, knocked it out, whatever I had to pay them. So that was a huge red flag that really pissed me off. And then, you know, they got the work done. My girl's like, all right, well, you know, everything's back there. Do what you got to do. If you need anything, you know, my dad is out here, so, you know, he'll supervise, or if he needs the help in any type of way, he will. One thing that really irked my nerves, because I came home that night about 11 o'clock at night. So I woke up the next morning and decided to actually go see the roof, and see what some of the work they did. As you guys can see right there, they put one bracket up and did not put it on the other side. Apparently, according to my dad, they said they were too small. They were the shorter ones. They needed the bigger ones or something like that. If I were here, I'd be like, hey guys, do you guys stop and let me just run to the Home Depot real quick? Or do you guys have any that I can buy from you or something? You know, I want this up the right way. I mean, I'm housing my GPUs and all my machines, and I will be, you know, using it as a little bit of storage. But I mean, come on. And then as you guys can see right there, let me zoom in. I hope the quality is good. Yeah, it's pretty good. Look at that nail popping out. And then look at the chipped piece of wood. I mean, I was walking around the shed, you know, literally up and down, just looking at every little aspect of what some of the work they did. And I was extremely upset. I really was. You know, I had already given the money to my dad, you know, just in case they did show up and I wasn't there. I wish I did not do that, because I wish I would have had the money on me and I would have told them, you guys can come back. I need you guys to fix this, I don't care if I have to buy more wood. Do it the right way. I mean, I hate to rant about this kind of stuff, but it just like really irks my nerves that, you know, I'm having work done. You know, this isn't financial advice, but if you guys are having work done to your house, or you're actually buying a product, make sure, you know, you guys are actually doing your research. If you need work done to your house, you know, get recommendations, you know, look at some of their work. I mean, just make sure everything's legit. I mean, these are professional roofers that build houses. I'd be super upset if they built, you know, my $1 million house and it came out like that. I mean, that's horrible. That's bad work to me. I'm sorry. You can see right there, I don't know if you guys can see that looks spot on, but let's actually look the bat side. I mean, I don't know if you guys can pick that up. I mean, come on, that's crooked. That looks like crap. Obviously I'm over it. You know, it took me a couple days to actually inspect the whole shed, because I was so pissed off, and I felt like I got taken advantage of. And one big issue that cost me about $150. So originally, and I said this in the one video when I actually introduced the shed, was that I wanted a ridge vent. I wanted a ridge vent to get, you know, more ventilation inside the shed. What I did not realize, I mean, we obviously live in Florida, but I did not realize that if it's literally raining really bad, and I'm talking about raining sideways all over the place, that the ridge vent can actually leak. Even if you install it the proper way and you seal it and everything, I mean, you just can't help it. I mean, there's pretty much a hole in the roof that's letting air out. Obviously water can come in, but I did not realize that when I went to I went to Home Depot that day, and I was like, you know what, let me just buy the shingles and let me buy the ridge vent and get the whole roof done. And when I saw it, I was like, what was I thinking? You know, I ended up going home that day. I didn't buy anything. I went home and I was like, I need to do my research. And that's when I saw, you know, the pros about it is that, you know, lets hot air, you know, actually ventilate outside. But the cons is that if it rains really bad, that water can seep through and then you can have a leak. I mean, just imagine if I have a server case down here and it starts leaking, possibly damage the server case and the GPUs, you know, I'd be really screwed. So I ended up, they had already did the cutout to put the ridge vent. All I had to do was buy the ridge vent and then install it. So literally I was super pissed when I found that it could leak. So I literally had my dad help me, and we had to take it was about 3 panels we had to take off. And literally, I mean, there was no way we could actually salvage. I mean, I still have them. These are the actual, this is the wood, as you can see. I mean, we had to get the nails out. I don't know if I can salvage that and possibly use it, you know, maybe get this wall up. Like, we'll see. I just have it in here for now. And obviously we put the plastic and everything, so no more rain actually hits the floor. I was getting super tired of the floors getting wet, and I was super annoyed because I'm thinking, you know, the floors are going to get damaged. I'm going to have to replace the floor. It's just going to cost me more money. Right now, since I had to hire some roofers to actually do the work on the roof, I'm actually a little bit over budget as we speak. But other than that, those are the major issues I had to deal with. So it's pretty hot in here actually. But let's actually go outside and I'll talk a little bit more about what's going on with the shed. So before I do a walk around of the shed, I actually wanted to show you guys the two Iliving exhaust variable speed fans that I got from Amazon. I did wire one of them up yesterday just to make sure it was working properly and just so I can get an idea how this whole variable speed with the remote control works. So the fan by itself, when I plugged it in, it worked full blast. But then when I actually plugged it into here, and then you plug this into the wall, and then you'd be able to use the remote and everything, it wasn't working correctly. It didn't even turn on, to be honest. I was able to set the temperature and everything. I know in the instructions, it did say, you know, you might have to sync the remote control and everything. If that doesn't work, then you'd have to call the company. Maybe you have a defective part or something like that. I do need to make sure these two are working properly before I actually install them on the shed, because once I put these up, they're not coming down. And then I would hate for, you know, not to test it out and I put the electricity in and it just delays the whole thing if they're not working. I do have warranties on both of these. So it cost me about $600, and I'm going to be honest, $680. And that's including the warranty for these two. Another idea I did have, I was gonna, and I'll show you guys outside. Another idea I had was I was going to put 2 vents at the very top, but what I probably might end up doing, if it's possible, maybe I'll add some 10-inch fans, 2 10-inch exhaust fans at the very top. Obviously heat rises, so I just wanna make sure the airflow is good in the shed. And if not, maybe I can fit maybe a 12-inch exhaust fan on each side, then I'll do that as well. So I would have a total of 4 fans. And with the top ones, I wouldn't have to restructure anything. I would just have to add another bracket or another, I'm sorry, not a bracket, but another stud and whatnot. And I can get the either 10-inch or 12-inch exhaust fans in there. I haven't decided yet. On Monday, we are putting these exhaust fans up and closing that one wall up. And then if my dad can, if it's possible, I can do that at the top, then I will order the fans. I'll leave the plastic at the top, and then we'll, you know, work around that, and then I'll just wait for the fans to come in. But let's get an actual walk around in the shed and show you guys what the rest of everything looks like. So this is what the outside looks like. This is the side that I have the window on. We've got the panels up as well as the house wrap. And then all we have to do, so this is obviously protected for now, so I can wait some time before I can actually put the siding up. But I just want to go this route just to make sure, because this adds a layer of protection. I don't want any type of moisture or anything coming through the shed, so that takes care of that. And let me step back so you guys can get a better look. This is the front side, just like I showed you in the beginning of the video, and this is the one side that has nothing on it. So as you guys can see, and that's the roof. So we have the black paper up as well as the metal trim at the very top. So that's all taken care of. This extends about, I want to say 12 or 14 inches, just in case when that rain is coming down, especially on the window side. If I do decide to actually open the window, you know, I won't have rain coming inside the shed unless it's raining sideways, but you know, the rain would just run down from the roof and onto the side. So, you know, I don't want this video in any way to be negative. These are just some of the issues I had to deal with. It was a little bit of a headache, and I was super stressed about it, but I'm feeling a little bit better. We fixed the major issue with the ridge vent, so that's taken care of. So I'm super excited about putting the shingles on, closing this up, putting some trim at the top, and getting the siding up. And then here's the back side. So at the very top is where I was thinking, so right here and right here, and I want to keep everything symmetrical, is where I was thinking about putting 2 10-inch exhaust fans or 12-inch exhaust fans, either or, I don't know yet. And then right here is where I actually want to put, so keep everything symmetrical on this side as well, I want to put the 2 20-inch exhaust fans at the very top, as high as I can go. And then what I'll do is I'll cut this stud. I won't pull the whole stud out, but I'll do like a little build out, and I only need about 21 inches to actually screw in the exhaust fans to the studs. And then once we get that taken care of, we can actually close this up, put the panels up, put the house wrap, and then this side will be taken care of. I'm possibly going to be doing that on Monday, so I will shoot you guys an updated video on what that looks like. Other than that, the shed is coming along pretty good. Still taking some time. I did pay the invoice for the electric company to come out and actually do the underground service. That cost me about $930, what was it, $945 or $35, something like that. They haven't got back to me on when they actually plan on scheduling this out, but they did tell me that, you know, the lead time is about 2 weeks. So I still got lots of time. Plus I still got to find the electrician. My mom also has a friend of hers. He'll come out here and help us out. And I haven't even got a quote on that. So I am a little nervous. That's possibly, in my head, I'm estimating about $1,200 to $1,500 to do the whole wiring and everything, and actually doing the trench. I want to see if I can talk to them. If I can do it myself to save some money, I will. I know it's going to be a lot of work. Maybe I might have to rent a machine to do that. So other than that, guys, stay tuned for the next video. I hope you guys like the progress. If you guys have any questions, comments, or concerns, leave it in the comment section down below. So as always, guys, take care and be safe. Peace.